All right, back to it. Got some groceries, had some lunch. Should have had a coffee, but that's all right. Um, I did do a little bit of perusing, as you can see by the whole whackload of tabs that I got open. And I can't say I really understand what the issue is with my NeoVim right now, and what did I do to break it. But I believe I've figured out a fix, and I think it's going to result in a simpler solution as well, which is really nice. Um, I think it has to do with, um, yeah, I'm using this, which was designed for Vim, and there is another one that's designed for NeoVim, I think, like just based on the name. Um, I don't know what the true colors like, and something I really got out of just researching this is that I have no idea how just the color schemes and palettes and how all that system works together, coming from both the terminal Vim itself and how those behaviors interact with each other. And sometimes I go like, okay, well, this is going to be magic. I should try to figure this out a little bit so that I understand it better. And then sometimes I go, there is magic, and I try to figure out what works. And sometimes, not all the time, I try to figure out how it works later. And I'm primarily going with that stance because going deeper is going deeper on, I guess, this bug that got introduced. And yes, it would be ideal to perfectly understand how that works, but I'm going to be satisfied if I just get something to work, and the thing that I get to work doesn't make things more complex, more complicated. And so I'm going to tap, and as I was implementing it, I found that I might have some ideas on how to improve things even more. But first off, let's get it to work. And we're in a state where I have a clean repo. I'm going to redo the changes that I added. At least I'm going to try to, and see if I can make it work. So if I try to like edit the init vim in dark mode, it's working right now. I removed the other stuff that I was trying before, like the solarized term colors or something like that. And right now the problem is only when I'm in the light mode. And what happens if I go? So even setting the background light doesn't work. Not sure why, but anyways, let me show what I tried and what I think will work. And so the first thing is I need to switch to a different plugin. So I'm going to try this one. And I'll put it here. Not that. You'll also notice that I tend to add the fully qualified path. Sort of a habit that I like not always a fan of just assuming GitHub is the default. I think it's clear to read when you go, okay, clearly this thing is coming from GitHub. But when you look at this code here, I'm like, well, where is this coming from? Is there like a plugin repository that I can configure and all that stuff? But it looks like plug implicitly just defaults to GitHub being the repository location. And I don't know, I'm not a fan of just defaulting to some existing service, unless it's like an open source one, perhaps. But anyways, that's enough of that tangent. I'm gonna just have a to-do is like describe why this is being included. I'm trying to like over document my my NeoVim configuration just for demonstration purposes, but also just for my own reasons. I find it it's not a file that I go into all the time. So what I found, what I saw worked is that I can go, say color scheme, neo solarized, and there was something else that I needed to do. Not the dark. It was like term. Yeah. So I have no idea if my terminal supports true color. I don't know what true color even means. And I'm just ignoring that and glossing over that detail. I'm going to set to term GUI colors. This, I don't exactly know what this means either, but my assumption or my interpretation of this is that use the colors coming from your GUI terminal. And so I'm using Alacrity, which is, I'm already configuring that to switch between solarized, dark, and light. And so perhaps I don't need as many configurations, because it seems like I only need to say neo solarized. I don't need to specify light or dark. It seems like it does that intelligently itself, depending on the background color. So I'm going to keep my little Vim RC background thing. I'm going to delete slate because I'm already defining the color scheme neo solarized, so I don't need to like have a default if that RC background doesn't exist. Although, to be honest, maybe I can do set background equals light. So I default to a light background if that file doesn't exist. I'm not sure if that's the right thing to do. Let's see what happens if I just run. Okay. So I got the light background. Doesn't look nice, but I think it's because it's sourcing the vimrc background. So let's see what happens if I change how that is interpreted. So I'm going to remove that. Remove that and remove that. So this is just going to be interesting. So this is just going to say what the background is, which is sort of nice because now the file is just vimrc background and that's all it contains. I don't need the other stuff. Light and dark. Okay. Let's. Okay, so that is definitely set now. Oh, hey, okay, that worked. Now, and that works. Okay, so the bug is fixed. I can't really tell you how, but it works. What changed? And that's fine. Ooh, I think I can actually fix this. This is going to be really hacky. I'm going to fix this another commit, even though I know I said I was going to reevaluate what to do with Delta, but that's fine. I'm also just going to quickly double check that I'm recording. I am. Okay. I'm making some progress and I don't want to lose that. Okay. So I like this so far because it feels like it's simpler now, which is cool. I don't know why it works. I just know that I switched, and I'm going to quickly go here and also delete this other thing. So I said, hasn't changed in a decade, so why am I including this? I'm going to refer to here, this comment. During implementation, or during the, okay. Showed that Vim color scheme switching somehow got borked. I honestly don't know why. Switching to neo-solarized along with some configuration adjustments led to a working color scheme switcher. Cool, so that's done. I don't know if it's a great comment, but it's better than nothing. And plus, these videos will be linked in that issue. So if I'm really, really, really bored, I can go back to it. Yeah. Okay. So that's the include defined. And there's this comment about Alacrity color scheme. Above tool makes the, yeah, okay, so I even mentioned that configuration I was doing was, so that comment is now selling with a built-in color scheme. Most of the time the default does a fine job. Yeah, I'm not choosing a default anymore, so that's fine. Yeah. So I don't need that anymore. It's supposed to also automatically read this. And this is more related to this. And I sort of, what's the NeoVim default background color? NeoVim default background. No. No. Oh, this is interesting. Darkula, that's a great name. All right, I think I'm gonna skip this. I'm gonna leave it as is. But this looks like a really helpful comment. Interesting. It looks like it's informing Vim that you have a dark background. I'm not sure, but I'm going to stick with the settings because this is closer to what it was originally anyways. Have an idea that it might be able to not use this. This sort of this file. It's a bit of a hack, I would say. Like I would rather be able to just read what the color theme is, and there might be a way to do that a little bit easier. But that's okay. So I'm going to keep this for now. What did I change in the ZSHRC? Okay, so I removed a lot of comment. I like that. So that removed a lot of stuff from that too, which is nice. Okay, yeah, so it really simplified that function. Just gonna go to, because this does fix the color selection stuff. So I'm going to add these. Fix NeoVim color selection issues. Cool. All right, so that's fixed, that is great. One thing I'm finding that because I'm recording this, I would normally have a lot more commentary in the issue itself. And speaking out loud has made that a little bit redundant, and I don't know, I think that's makes the issue a little bit lacking, I guess, in context, and forcing people to watch a video. It doesn't seem to be the most, I don't know, kind way of distributing information. But here we are, regardless. Oh no, my email address. I think it's already public anyways. All right, so I should go back into day mode. And everything is awesome. All right, so we're almost done, actually. So I want to, So, oh yeah, the one thing I'm tempted to do is, so I could get rid of this Vim RC background if I could just query Windows for what color scheme it's in. Now that might be a bit much, because I think we're pretty close to getting this working, but I'm tempted to tinker with that, because that might be really easy, because that would get rid of this right here and get rid of this, and then all we'd have left is this essentially, and that is necessary. That is like, well, I guess the alternative is to move that into Windows and make Windows sed that file, which would mean the only thing, yeah, this would just live in Windows and not in WSL, which would remove all of this, which I think that would be another issue. I'd maybe just create another issue, which is like migrate Alacrity config switching into like the Windows tool chain and outside of WSL. But so I'm going to stick with this for now. And so now the question is how do we call day and night from the keyboard shortcut? And that would involve we need to I think I want to move this into a file. Yeah. Yes. I do want to move this into a file. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to put this into here. I'm going to call this toggle color scheme. Set color scheme. Toggle implies that you don't pass arguments. Set to me implies that you're going to have to specify something. What is the color scheme that you want? Or set background. Actually, I'm going to do it that way. Set background. Ooh. Background. So I'm probably over engineering this and over complicating this, but I'm thinking that this executable will both read, like, so what is the current background color? And it could read that from perhaps a file or perhaps from Windows itself, like just go tap it into the registry. And then it can then be, with an argument, be set to something. So I'm just gonna call it background until I have a better name, but I like that for now. Make it executable. And bash. So I'm still going to have these functions day and night. So I'm going to keep those, although I'm probably not going to need them. But anyways, That's I'm going all over the place here. Okay, so I'm gonna have that function. Do I need to? There we go. So I'm not even gonna. All right. So the function is essentially the same as whether or not I use light or dark. So I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete this. And I'm not even going to use functions for this. I'm going to be, yeah. So I'm going to say theme is equal to 1, and if that's not there, it'll be light. I think that's how it works. And then don't need that, don't need that. Yeah, and then this will be, I don't need that anymore. Yeah, that's idempotent. That is fine. And now I just need to make sure I've escaped this properly. So I don't think it is. It's not going to interpret that variable. So I wonder if the simplest thing is to actually just do string concatenation. Oops. Maybe, yeah. Okay. I'm going to delete this. This is just going to call background light. Dark. Cool. Let's see if this works. I can just call this script directly without using those functions, actually. I sort of like that. Yeah, you know what? I like that. Okay. Background. Okay. Oh, doesn't like it. Okay, so I certainly messed up that string concatenation. Definitely, and so that is fine. I'm just going to quickly just get rid of all that stuff from here. Awesome. Oh, I love getting rid of that stuff out of the ZSHRC. Let's go back into bin. No. Under. Typing in a way that's sort of getting ahead of myself right now. I'm going to make this not. No, what I'll do is, what do I want to do? Do I want to, let's set -e as well. And let's do a set -x so I can see what what's happening. The pluses are showing literally. Interesting. Because it's within sed, I guess. All right. So close, done. Will that do it? It It does. Cool. Sweet. It's not that. I want to, whoa, I want to go back to background day. Not day. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I'm not doing any background or error checking. That's fine. What happens if I run it without an argument? It works. So if I go background dark, background goes to the default. Okay. I'm gonna keep it like this, although it's just a big block of text, but I think it's good enough for now. So I'm happy with that. What has happened here? So we've removed a whole bunch of stuff from the .shrc, and we've created this script called background to swap the backgrounds. Now, the thing that I want to test is I want to do this from WSL. So can I go, no, what do I want? I want a command prompt. Yeah, do it the old-fashioned way. And I want to try to do WSL, I think it's exec, and is it ls? Okay, so I can do ls. Can I do ls infrastructure? Didn't like that. What if I do this? Cannot access. Oh, this would be in workspace. Workspace. Cool. Home there's common bin. Awesome. So I want to go background dark and not do ls. Will this work? Dang it. Create process not expected to return. Okay, that didn't go as well as I would like. I wonder why. What happens if I just do background? Okay, so even that. So maybe I need to do bash. No such file. Workspace. Interesting. Oh my God. Okay. Now, I don't know why the hash bang doesn't work when doing it this way, but I think this is good enough. Sweet. Okay. So I can now go to, okay, so I need to go into, let's go here. And I want to go into this. So I want to open with code. I probably should pull. Let's discard those changes. I don't even know what they are, but I don't want them. And let's go. All right, so now I should be able to go. Ooh, this is gonna be interesting. Okay. So I want to run this command from my AutoHotKey script. So I don't know. I think. How do I specify? No, that's PowerShell. Okay. Oh no, I think it literally is just exec. Oh, I think it really is this. I think. I hope. So this needs to be that. You know what? Let's be explicit. Okay. Now to get this loaded. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna go back here. Replace it. Yes, please. Moment of truth. So I'm gonna go Command-Shift L to go into light mode. Command-Shift D to go into dark mode. Did I put them opposite? It is working. And now I've broken Explorer. Oh, it's back. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, D is for dark. Did have them the opposite. So now, yeah, so day and night is no longer a concept. Now I have dark and light. So day and night sort of got adjusted away. So I think this actually does it. I think I need to look at what run wait does, because I think it waits for a return, whereas there might be other runs that I can do. So, okay, so let's go into light mode. Awesome. Let's go into dark. And we even see Visual Studio Code change. Nice. Light. So there is yeah, I need to add this, which I believe you can see the window pop up briefly. These wide lines. It's not 2, it's 100. Okay. Okay, so let's go back here. Okay. Now we don't see the windows pop up. And it looks like Explorer takes a while to update. Okay, that's probably why I was not responding before, but that's fine. As long as eventually everything becomes consistent. That is awesome. That's exactly what I wanted. Cool. So now here's our changes. I made the changes in on Windows for that AutoHotKey script, and I've made these changes in my WSL, so that's why the diff is not showing up there. That's fine. I'm going to check these in as separate. So this is sort of like, sometimes I like to say like make the change easy, then do the easy change. And so I think this is a case of that, where look at all that code gone. And so the new script that was added, sort of nice. It removes some duplication. It doesn't have any error checking. It's not a very safe script, but it's good enough. All right, so extract background color switch to script. This makes it easier to call from WSL.wc. exec in auto, in an auto. No, it's a auto. Why is it a, not an? Script. This makes it easier to call from WSL in an. No, it is an. I'm just silly. Oops. Awesome. And now last will be the diff tool. So I'm gonna go here. What changed here? Ah, so when I changed it, it changed it to dark. Cool, that's fine. We're not gonna commit that. We added this. Nice, we're gonna add that. So toggle WSL terminal color scheme with AutoHotKey. All right. Oh. I have, yeah. And let's pull and rebase. Oh. Yeah. That's fine. All right. Nice. We've done that. Now with git delta, let's look at what that git delta script does. Because I can think of a really hacky way. Yeah, so it's if the theme, okay, so I am going to just change this to cat vim, what's it called? Vim RC background. Because, yeah, it'll either contain dark or light. Perfect. Oh, this is too hacky. I'm a tiny bit proud of that. Okay, so we're in dark mode. And it's showing dark. Okay. So now if I go into light mode using the Windows shortcut, I don't like how it's a little bit sluggish when I do that, but it's not like I'm going to be going back and forth. So I think that's fine. And now it's light. All right, I'm going to keep on postponing whether or not I want to continue using git delta. So what the heck happened there? Why am it's delta themed, yeah. I was previously reading what the theme was from Alacrity color scheme, and I was just looking for the keyword dark or light, and I know that this file will have the same characteristic. Yeah, that's beautiful. Why? And I'm doing this because if I don't tell Delta what the theme is, it's going to just default to a certain color scheme that will clash with whatever color scheme is enabled. as you saw previously. So that actually fixes it, which I think I'm happy enough with. And so if I do git grep color scheme, okay. I can remove that. Yeah, default delay for yeah. I haven't switched. Oh, I have switched to Alacrity on Windows. Default to light where terminal is using. Yeah, I can actually remove that. I'm going to keep. The comment doesn't make any sense anymore. But I am just going to default to light, because that comment is a little bit misleading. And yeah, syntax same, cool, awesome. Fix get delta. What do I want to say? Replace, no. Fix get delta to use MRC background with Alacrity color scheme being gone. The script had a broken dependency. Swapped the check. Yeah, I think that's good enough. I'm still not sure if I want to continue using it. And also, I'm tempted. One second. I'm gonna do something really hacky in a moment. Just for fun, because I think I'm done with this, which is cool. Also, removed confusing inaccurate comment. Awesome sauce. I did something with get delta, so this is technically true. So everything's fixed. I have the desired feature that I want, which is I can go Command L or Command Shift D, and now we're dark mode. Oh, interesting. I thought GitHub would acknowledge that as well. Appearance. Sync with system. Ho ho. All right. Let's go back to here. All right, moment of truth. Does this switch back to light? Amazing. All right, cool. This is certainly more complicated than it needs to be. That's for sure. But like when you have so many different systems that are trying to be like in the pendulum swing of like keep everything isolated so that you don't have side effects of other things, and then have things integrated so that there are side effects when you do things. This is one of those things where I think isolation isn't the point there, at least from a color scheme perspective. Although I don't know, maybe from an artistic perspective, you probably wouldn't want the colors to change, but from a UI perspective, you would. So the other thing that I was thinking of doing, which I'm not going to do, but there's a couple of things that I'm not too enthused about, is that I would love to get rid of this file and have What was it? This, like, I would like to do something like set background equal to shell to background script and read OS color scheme, like that. So that would run upon launching a Vim, and as long as it's fairly quick, I think that would be pretty cool. And if I can't shell load, I can always like default to a background, and that would eliminate the sourcing of that file. And the get delta would use the exact same behavior. So like get delta is sort of doing what Vim is doing. It's just reading this file, and of course like the files in Vim configuration syntax, and just using grep in order to see if it's light or dark. But I could have that background script just return light or dark based off of a flag. So I think that might be a future issue, which might be fun to do. But otherwise, I think I'm calling this one done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to end this recording and then record just a quick summary of how this works. Or I don't know, I might just leave it as is. But I'm satisfied that this is working. I'm satisfied that I think it's simpler. I think the outcome is that I have functionality that I like and that I desire. So I can just switch to my little heart's content. And I just removed cruft from. Ooh, this doesn't change NeoVim Live. I'd probably have to reload, which makes sense. So I'll go back to note. But yeah, I like the. Can I see? I want to see a diff of this entire issue, but I guess it's because it's not a pull request. You can't see that. And GitHub and promoting workflows that I'm not interested in doing. Okay. Be really interesting to see, like, how do you actually branch this type of work? Because you need a working system, and so don't want to be switching between them. Anyways, I'm rambling, so that's probably a good point to end. So I'll upload the 2 videos to YouTube, and I'll attach them to this issue and possibly record a summary. Hope you enjoyed it.